So welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. This is our second webinar of the month. So it's all about P&O Cruises, and thank you for choosing to learn with us. It's so lovely to see so many of you joining this morning. Like I said, keep interacting with us throughout the session and keep engaging with us. And as well as if you have got any questions, we'll try and answer those. And if you don't know the answer, we'll certainly endeavour to find that out. So we are hoping that you're having a very successful February, and we have some incredible deals out there, and I'm sure you had an amazing January. And again, thank you for giving up your time to join us this morning and learn about the support tools that are available to you. There's so many easy to use tools to support you without having to call in, and this is the aim of today's webinar, is just to showcase those tools to you. And look, you may know some of them, so it could be a refresher, but we're hoping that you learn something new from today's session. I'll be taking you through the webinar this morning. So my name is Angie Angelova. I'm the Training and Engagement Executive at P&O Cruises, and I'm joined by award-winning Steph Adams, the Training Manager. Give us a wave, Steph, and she'll be answering those lovely questions that you have throughout as well. We've got so much to cover this morning because there's so many easy to use tools to support you, and we're going to go through those in detail in a second. And you may have noticed the Shrine Rewards Club is always evolving, and I think in the last 12 months alone we've had our accessibility hub that we've launched, so hopefully some of you are already using that. We won't be able to cover every single support tool that's out there for you. But we're going to cover, as an example, the knowledge base, which has been improved. We're going to look at our how-to guides and also our media library to help you with creating some social media assets and hopefully get you all registered on that as well. So I just wanted to kick off first of all with summarising probably like the top 5 or so support tools that are there, which should be your go-to support tools. So whether it's making a booking, whether it's amending a booking, or maybe you have some pre and post queries from customers. They're thinking about making a booking, but they need you to answer some questions to get that booking secured. So we're going to look at the knowledge base. I mentioned that already, but we're also going to have lovely demos of all of those support tools. So make sure you stay tuned towards the end of the webinar, and we can go through a deep dive of all of those lovely support tools. We're going to look at our Polo Online how-to guides. Did you know that we have about 50 different how-to guides and scenarios? So we're not going to look for all of them, but I'm just going to show you where you can find those as well. How you can contact us. So we have a web form, which is very efficient. We have our Facebook Messenger. So I'll be sharing my top tips with you of how you can contact us. Our Learn and Earn Hub, just a quick refresh of what you can find on there. This is our baby, like we always say with Steph. So you'll be able to see lots of useful information on there. And of course, our social media assets using our media library. So we've got some lovely destination images that you can use as one of our partners that are available just by registering to our media library. And if you have already registered, we'll just remind you where you can find all of that lovely information. So how does that all sound? Hopefully you're already excited to learn about all of those tools so we can get going. And they're there to support you. And we've created all of those tools with you in mind, our travel agent partners. So make sure you're using them. So we're going to start with the knowledge base. And what is the knowledge base? So you probably may have previously heard of the knowledge base when it used to be known as Ask CCS. And we've recently revamped the knowledge base back in November last year. We relaunched it. There's so much essential information on the knowledge base about P&O Cruises, about our products, ships, and it makes it the ultimate resource to support you, our travel agent partners. So maybe your customers have a query about what's included on a premium economy flight when sailing with P&O Cruises. I'm thinking of maybe booking it, but what's the difference? Why should I go for premium versus economy? So I'll show you lots of different ways you can find information about flights on there. And also maybe they want to know about entertainment or what's included in their cabin or what an obstructed sea view cabin looks like. So lots of different useful information on the knowledge base. And we always refer it to as P&O Cruises Expert at your fingertips. So you can access it via Sharon Rewards Club, and I'll show you a little bit later on where you can find it and look through some of the examples during the course of our demo. If you've used our CCS before, well, guess what? We've got lots of useful information, just like previously, exactly the same articles you were able to find, but now you'll be able to navigate a little bit easier, find an improved search functionality, and easier to read layouts as well. So make sure they're using the knowledge base, because I use it all the time, actually. It's lots of factual, useful information, and me and Steph sometimes will go and see, what does the knowledge base say about this article? So lots of information at your fingertips. If you have got long articles when you get to the knowledge base, my tip for you would be to use Control F on your keyboard and search for a particular word. And that way it will bring up the exact information you're looking for much quicker and faster as well. And did you know that you can leave us feedback on the knowledge base as well? So what's great about it is that if there is something that you would like us to add in a future that you can't find, then we'll take the feedback, review it, and hopefully add it at a later date. It's great for pre-booking inquiries, but also if you have any questions post-booking as well. So you've made a booking for your customers, and now they want to know what are the opening times of the buffet or some of the dining venues on board. So you'll be able to find useful information like that on the knowledge base. So make sure you stay tuned, and I'll take you through the knowledge base a little bit later on during the course of the webinar. And in talking about bookings, we're going to move on to our next slide, which is all about Polo Online and our lovely how-to guides and videos. And I'm really hoping that you're using them. Like I said, there's 50 different scenarios. Did you know that there's so much you can do on Polo Online yourselves? Well, guess what? They're all included on our how-to guides. We're really easy to navigate, read step-by-step guide of how you can use Polo Online. And look, you may action a query on Polo Online and use the how-to guides, and you might want to go back to it another time and do a different scenario. This is the purpose of the how-to guides, and they're there to support you with all of those different scenarios that we have. So maybe you're booking a family cruise and you've done that before, but it's for an infant and the infant hasn't been born yet, and you don't really know how you can action that. Well, guess what? We have a how-to guide for that as an example, and it will talk you through step by step of how you can execute that booking on Polo Online yourselves. And we do also have some really useful videos on there to support you on some of those scenarios and talk you through, so you can visualize it and see exactly what it looks like on Polo Online. So you're definitely not alone. I know that Polo Online has lots of different functionalities, and you may think, oh, I didn't know I can do that, or how do I do it? This is the place to go to find all of that useful information. So a tip and great for prior to booking. So if you are thinking about making a booking but you weren't sure how to do that, you've already made a booking and you want to make an amendment. So you want to change a date of birth. We have a scenario for that. So lots of different options there to help you. And again, I'll show you a little bit later on where you can find our how-to guides and how you can use them to your advantage. Now, we also have our web form, and we know that there'll be times where you have to contact us with specific inquiries for a particular booking and with a booking reference and a query, and you don't have to call us for that. So if you have got a query that's not urgent, that you can get back to your customers in a day or so, I think the web form is such a great example of an efficient way that you can contact us and we can resolve your query by email. We get back to you within one working day if it's during the course of the week. If it's over a weekend, it may take a couple of days for us to come back to you. So bear that in mind, but it's really, really easy to use. It's actually managed by our partnership help desk. So they are the experts. They look after the inquiries and they can get back to you with a response to that query. My tip for you guys would be when you are looking at the web form online and when you get to the query details, you've added in your booking reference, you added in your details and your customer's details. In that box that you can see there on the screen, the query details, add in as much information as you can so we can help you as quickly as we can with that inquiry. So pop in the details, what's the query, we'll read through it, we'll look at the booking and we can get back to you via email with a response. And look, it may be that you do have to call us. We'll be honest, we'll let you know. But if it is something that we can amend for you there and then and support you with, we'll surely aim to do that using the web form as well. Some of you may already have access to the web form through some of your internal portals for your travel agency that you work for. There may be a quick link to the web form, so look out for that. If not, I will show you where you can find it on Shine Rewards Club in the Contact Us section at the bottom of the page. How does that sound so far? Hopefully you're learning already lots of useful tips. Now, another way you can contact us is, of course, I'm pretty sure you're already following us on Facebook. If you haven't done so, where have you been? But our Facebook page is a great tool to stay updated with what of our latest news. Join our Facebook Live with Steph every single month, but also contact us with some very quick queries that you may have through our Facebook Messenger. Now, our Facebook Messenger is there to help you for any quick questions or if you need guidance prior to making the booking. These are generic questions that you can ask. Now, due to data protection, we can't answer specific booking queries on Facebook Messenger or discuss any quotations with you for particular cruise holidays. But it's a really useful way to contact us really quickly whilst you're on Facebook and ask a question. It's open Monday to Saturday, 8:30 till 5 p.m. And then on a Sunday, it's closed. So if it's Monday to Saturday during working hours, you can pop us a message on Facebook Messenger and we'll aim to answer your query on there. And like I said, my tip would be if it's a quick question, not booking related, where you can't disclose any booking information like booking references and things like that, then it's a great way that you can contact us really, really quickly on there as well. So hopefully you've done that already. If not, it is a way you can contact us in the future if you need to. Now, we're going to move on to the Learn and Earn Hub next, and I know that lots of you have already signed up probably to the webinar via the Learn and Earn, but I just wanted to showcase that myself and Steph love the Learn and Earn, and we dedicate lots of time to make sure there's lots of resources on there to help you with your training, to develop your knowledge on P&O Cruises, and also help you earn some shine points through interacting with us with lots of different ways that you can do that. So whether it's for our webinars like today, or maybe you want to watch it on demand or catch up on some of the other webinars, we are there to support you with those. So make sure that you regularly go on the Learn and Earn Hub and check those out when you have a few minutes to learn a bit more about P&O Cruises. Of course, our quizzes, if you love Kahoot or you just want to test your knowledge, we have quizzes on there as well. And guess what? You can be in a chance to win some shine points through those quizzes. And it's just a bit of fun, just testing your knowledge on how much you know about P&O Cruises already. Of course, our Facebook Live, so join us every month, last Wednesday of the month. Stay tuned for the latest updates, and we just want to have some fun with you and make sure you're joining those sessions because they're really interactive. We have different guest speakers every time and just really want to showcase how much there is there for you. With updates and ways to learn and upcoming events as well. We know that sometimes we like to give away some prizes and also let you know what's coming with P&O Cruises. Our virtual visit, so if you want to learn about specific training needs and maybe you want us to go through a Polo Online scenario to boost your confidence on a system, we have our one-to-one training sessions with myself and Steph. So you can book a slot and you can let us know what you'd like to learn about. We'll join you on Teams or Zoom, whatever works best for you, and we'll dedicate that time to teach you and go through those particular scenarios. And look, it doesn't have to be polar online related. It could be about learning a particular ship or particular destination or something new that you didn't know and you'd like us to go through in detail with you. And of course, our library of training videos. We've worked really, really hard to have those quick videos to help you with the system and also videos where we go into a bit more detail of 5 minutes or so about some of our products and services that will help you learn about P&O Cruises and how you can support your customers or what they can enjoy on board with us when sailing with P&O Cruises. So hopefully all that sounds really good. Make sure you check out the Learn and Earn every single month. That will be my tip because we have 5 different ways to learn and also different ways you can earn some shine points there as well. And it's really, really useful to just every now and then go and have a look what we've got in store for you on our training hub. So we're going to look at our media library next. So I know that so many of you are promoting our lovely deals that we currently have for your social media pages, and you're shouting loud and proud about the lovely inclusions and the value for money that comes in with a P&O Cruises holiday. Now, we know that we have our deals page on Shrine Rewards Club, so make sure you're checking that out regularly. We do have our weekly email with our deals going out on a Friday, again, sharing a top pick of the best deals that you should know about, that you should be sharing with your customers. But I also know that sometimes you can't necessarily use some of our branded social media assets, which we've already created for you. And you can just create your own. And you're probably thinking, how do I do that? Where do I get started? Well, we have our media library, which is a great tool that you can get registered for. And I'll show you in a second how you can do that. And this is branded content that we've approved. These are our a library of images that are there that we use ourselves through for our website, for Shrine Rewards Club, to promote some of our deals. There's logos, there's videos, there's imagery on there as well. So lots of tools that you can use to create your own social media assets. We have toolkits as well. So it may be a campaign that you want to learn about, a particular destination that you want to create your social media assets for. Now, what you can do is you can register to the social media, to the media library and promote those deals on social media. And I can show you how you can do that. But some of the tips that I wanted to share with you is that when you register to the media library, have a really good look around, first of all, to see how much there is on there and how you can utilize that content and familiarize yourself with all of the lovely imagery on there. So when you are creating your social media assets, any of the images that say all rights, that means that P&O Cruises owns the right of that image, and you as our travel agent partners can share those images on your social media pages. Now, there will be some imagery that you will need brand approval. So maybe it's to do with one of our brand partners, our food heroes, and there will be an email on there in the description of that image as to who you need to contact if you need to get that brand approval. And there'll be someone in our brand team that can help you with that. But generally speaking, there's lots of images on there of our ships, of our venues on board, of our entertainment, of our cabins that you can go and share with your customers. When you are creating your social media assets, always refer to P&O Cruises as opposed to P&O. It sounds so much more professional and your customers will recognize us as a brand, and always talk about the cruise in a number of nights as opposed to days. So it'll be 14-night holiday, 14-night cruise on P&O Cruises Britannia, for example. Always refer to family-friendly ships as opposed to child-friendly. Talk about ships and not boats, and always remember to use the image that matches the trade that you are promoting. So if you are talking about a lovely Norwegian fjords cruise, then use the Norwegian fjords images, which there's so many glorious images on there that you can use to help you promote that Norwegian fjords cruise. So I've actually created an example. So if you imagine that this is your Instagram page and you are looking to promote a Norwegian fjords cruise, you register to our media library. It may take a day or so to gain access, by the way. So when I show you how you can register, bear with us because I'm assuming lots of you are going to be jumping on the registrations for our media library in a second. Go through the images, select the one trade or type of itinerary that you want to promote. Maybe you've seen a great deal on our deals email or our deals page, and you just want to replicate and share that with your customers. Now, as an example, I've created here a lovely copy that you can use with that image on your social media page to promote one of our lovely cruises. Sorry, I'll just go back to the previous slide. So you are promoting Norwegian Fjords cruise. Guess what? I've downloaded this image from our media library. How good does that look? And then you can go into a bit more detail about the cruise that you're looking to promote. So you can pop in the date of the cruise, the duration, it's full board. We know the value that comes within a P&O Cruises holiday. That means that the dining of so many different venues on board is included. It's sailing on board Iona, so lots of customers want to know which ship it is. And it's no flights. It sails from Southampton, so there's no flights involved for this particular itinerary. And if it is a fly cruise, you can put the regional airport that you are looking to promote. So London flights, Manchester, Birmingham. If you live in a particular area close to a regional airport and you're promoting one of our fly cruises, you can pop it on there. You can highlight a destination. I picked this one for you, Steph, because I know Oldham is your favorite. So you can kind of just pick what's the most liked port of that itinerary. And there's so many sometimes, but if you know it's going to drive sales, you can put that highlight destination that's featured within the itinerary. It's family friendly because we know that Iona is one of our family friendly ships. And these are once in a lifetime shore experiences that your customers can enjoy on that itinerary as well. £150 on board spending money, whether that's per cabin or per person, you can specify. And we've got some great offers on our drinks packages as well. So this is just an example, by the way. I've just very quickly whizzed that up. As you can see, there's a 2024 cruise that I put on there just to showcase. But you can use some of our deals, as I mentioned, for our deals email or our deals page on Shine Awards Club to kind of replicate some of the deals that we have this week. And of course, the price per person, and then you can go into different cabins. So you can put an inside cabin price, and you can also put a balcony, because why would you go to the Norwegian fjords and not sail in a balcony, right? All of those incredible views. So pop in a few prices on there so that your customers got the starting point of the price, and then some opportunities to upgrade them to a balcony so they know what the price for that would be. So how does that sound? I hope you enjoy and learn about our media library so far. He's ready for a live demo because we're going to go into showcasing all of those lovely tools with you just now. So hopefully you can see Shine Rewards Club. I'm logged in. I'm just going to refresh to make sure it hasn't logged me out. Yes, it has. So just bear with me whilst I log back in. Hopefully you can all see the screen. So we're going to go into P&O Cruises, of course. And it's worth mentioning that a knowledge base is a tool that we do also share with our sister brand Cunard. So you may notice that you can use a dual branded for both brands. So anything I'm sharing today with you, you can also almost replicate for Cunard. It will be a different answers to some of the questions, just bear that in mind. But as you can see, you've got both brands there, which is really, really great to see. So you'll go to the learning section like I've done on Shiny Awards Club. You're going to go to the knowledge base on there, and it's going to take you straight through to this landing page, which is really, really useful. And you can either go into it straight to P&O Cruises, or you can use the search tab functionality. I like to sometimes use both depending on what I'm looking for. If I've got a bit more time, I can go into P&O Cruises and kind of see what's on there. So initially, when you're familiarising yourself with all of the useful articles that we've got on there, maybe go into P&O Cruises, spend a bit more time browsing through some of the questions that we have available. But today, I thought I would showcase to you how you can find what an obstructed view cabin looks like. So we know that we have an obstructed view sea view cabins on some of our ships. And your customers may not have the budget to stretch to a sea view, or they just want a little bit of light into the cabin. And sometimes the cabin may be obstructed by a lifeboat, as an example. But there's a little bit of light that comes through. You can see a few bits on my last cruise. When I went this New Year's Eve, I had an obstructed sea view. Yes, it was mostly obstructed, but I can see, is it sunny outside? Are we there yet? That kind of stuff. So it's really useful to sometimes have those obstructed. So you're going to type in the word obstructed in a search, and you're going to press the search icon there. And you'll be able to see lots of different articles about obstructed cabins. So what do the obstructed view looks like on Azura, Ventura, Aurora, Iona? Do we have any obstructed view cabins on Iona, etc.? So we've got every single ship listed with those descriptions, and you can go into the relevant ship that you want to look at. So as an example, I'm going to go into Arcadia because that's the ship that I sailed on recently when I had my obstructed CV cabin. And guess what's the first thing I did when I found out what cabin I have? Go onto the knowledge base and have a look what it looks like. So this is a really useful way that you can go and you can have images of different cabins. So it's not every single cabin that we're going to have on here, but it will tell you if it's an end of a lifeboat obstruction or if it's a full lifeboat obstruction for that particular cabin number. And these numbers that you can see here are all cabin numbers that are obstructed CV cabins. So E53, E55, these are all the cabin numbers on there. So you can see that we've got a full list of the different CV cabins. So maybe you're going through a booking with your customers and you're thinking, well, which obstructed CV cabin should we choose for them? You've gone to the cabin list. You're at that part of the stage of the booking where you are about to select the cabin number for them. You're using the deck plans and you just kind of think, well, do we go for E72 or do we go for E73? Of course, subject to availability. So you can kind of go onto the knowledge base. You can have a look to see and recommend one of the better cabins for them. So again, you can click on, say, E68. Yeah, it's come up. So you can kind of see out of the window that particular cabin, it's fully obstructed by a lifeboat, essentially. But there may be one that is next to the one along that has got a slightly better view as such. So this is a really useful tool that you can kind of use and utilize. Another thing that might be quite useful is about dining. So you have a particular question about a dining venue and what the menus are or what the opening times are. Can you pre-book dining? What's the information about dining that I can share with my customers? They're particularly interested in a particular dining venue and the opening times or the menus as such. So you're going to go into what dining venues are on board. So I typed in the word dining. It's a bit like Google, right? But P&O Cruises, this is the expert at your fingertips with related information just about our brand. So what dining venues are on board and what are their menus? You can click on that. And then you can go brand specific into P&O Cruises. And we've narrowed it down per ship because we know that we've got different venues on each ship. So again, we're going to go into Arcadia. You can look at the fair inclusive dining venue. So all of that value for money that comes in with a P&O Cruises holiday, which restaurants are included. So you can go into find information about our main restaurants on board. So we've got the Meridian restaurant, which I absolutely love. We've got the upper level, the lower level. So it does actually tell you on here that the upper level is our club dining option. This is where your customers will be sat if they're booked a 6:30 dine-in or an 8:30 dine-in. And then we have the lower level of the Meridian restaurant where is the freedom dining. So guests can join our virtual queue or get a buzzer and they'll be invited to join us at the Meridian restaurant for their freedom dining. It goes into detail about the opening time. So for breakfast, 8 till 9:30, and you can browse through what a typical breakfast menu looks like. And I love our breakfast in our main restaurant. We can just have a nice latte. I'm a bit of a coffee snob. I can order my breakfast, have that waiter service, as opposed to going into the buffet, for example. You've got the lunch timings, the afternoon tea once a week as well. And then it gives you a bit more information about the evening dining and what that looks like. We've got our celebration nights and dinner menu there as well if you want to have a look at sample. And then if there is any dietary requirements like vegetarian and vegan, what does that look like in our main dining restaurants? If the main dining is not the option for your customers, we've got details about a lovely buffet. And again, what are the timings for that? So lots of useful information. And then it goes into speciality dining. So the lovely Ocean Grill by Marco Pierre White. What are the prices pre-cruise, depending on the length of duration, once your customers get on board as well, and then a sample menu that you can share with your customers. We've got Sindhu on there as well. So lots of useful information. And this is just for Arcadia. There's so much on there for the rest of the ships that we've already haven't even looked at. So hopefully you can find that information already really, really useful, because I know sometimes I have to refer to that and we update it regularly. So this is factual information that you know you can go by if you have any questions that you need to know about. If you visited our flight section on Shine Rewards Club, there is lots of information about flights as well. So you can go in there and have a look about flights. So make sure you're using the frequently asked questions and go via the flights page on Shine Rewards Club, which will also take you to the knowledge base and help you with some queries that you may have related to flights. Hopefully that sounds good and you're loving the knowledge base so far, and I can guarantee you that you're going to find it really, really useful with lots of other information there that you can find to support you.
Honestly, the knowledge base, I absolutely love it. And I've been here 14 years and I can't know everything. So I'm forever in that knowledge base. So yeah, definitely use that.
Thank you, Steph. And yeah, I use it all the time, just as a reminder, because like Steph said, we don't always know everything, but it's just nice to know it's there to support you if you ever need to use it. I'm just going to show you Holiday with Shine is just here on the top tab once you're on Shine Awards Club. Lots of useful information about discount cruises and how you can get on board with us, so make sure you check it out. So we're going to go into P&O Cruises again. We're going to go into the how-to guides next. Just a quick overview of those if you have got any Polo Online queries. So you're going to go to the Learnings tab and we have got our quick link to the how-to guides to save you time and take you straight through to the how-to guide. So it's a bit of a shortcut, shall we say. And then once you get to the how-to guides, you can also look at how-to guides specifically relating to accessibility. So maybe you are looking to make an accessible cabin reservation on Polo Online and need to find out a bit more detail about that. But generally speaking, all of those 50 different scenarios of how-to guides you can find in this section here, which is our lovely tool that we've created with you in mind to support you once you're on Polo Online. So we've sectioned it off really nicely into different categories. So maybe you're making a new booking and you just want to find a how-to guide that relates to a new booking. Maybe you already have an existing booking and you need to action some amendments on there, so you can go into that section. Maybe have a general Polo Online questions and access query. So maybe you have a new member that's joined your team and you need to get them set up, or you need to reset your Polo Online profile. Maybe have Shine Awards Club access queries relating to flights or how to take a payment. So we're going to go into new booking on Polo Online because I wanted to show you that scenario that I mentioned earlier, where you are making a new booking with an infant that hasn't yet been born. So as you can see, you can just check availability, learn how to quote customers. You can make a new booking with an evacuation chair or one-to-one assistance if it's relating to accessibility. You can look at child spaces availability. There's so many different scenarios, including how to make a fly cruise booking or how to make a booking with premium economy flights, how to book a family suite or view interconnecting cabins. I know some of you had a question relating to that as well. So you can make a booking with an infant not yet born. So you can select that, go to the next step, and then it will show you step by step what you need to do on Polo Online in order to create that booking. And we've got lots of useful information on there. There's myself with a quick video showing those tips on how you can make the booking. So you can actually see for yourself, other than reading, you can watch that demo. It just takes a minute, which is why they're called It Only Takes a Minute. For you to learn how to do that particular scenario. And then you can hit submit at the bottom there. So lots of useful information. As I said, make sure you're checking out the how-to guides before calling in, because it may just be a quick scenario that we already have that you can action yourself, and it will take you a few seconds to do that. So have a browse through those how-to guides later on and have a look at some of the scenarios, and maybe you can do a practice scenario. So don't get to the very end of making a booking, but maybe just do the step-by-steps all the way through to a particular stage of Polar, so you can get used to making those bookings or those scenarios, and you can have a little look on there and just get really confident in using the system. And these are just some of the examples once the booking's been made: how to add a dietary request, baby food, how you can add gifts, etc. So as you can see, lots of different scenarios there to support you with Polo Online, and generic, even checking in online queries from my P&O Cruises or shareholder benefits. So we've added a few extra ones on there as well to help you with those Polo Online questions that you may have from your customers. So these are the how-to guides. I'm going to scroll down to the contact us section, because that's where you can find the web form. So we talked about contacting us. And again, if you ever need a reminder of how to access the web form, what you can submit on a web form versus Facebook Messenger, what are the opening times for Facebook Messenger, in a contact us section, you'll be able to find all of that useful information. You can click here to access the web form. So again, it'll give you a quick recap about what you can utilize it for. Again, it's dual branded as well. You can fill in all of the details about yourself, about the booking in particular. And you can actually submit more than one query. So we found that some of you may have a couple of queries relating to P&O Cruises. So rather than having to submit 2 forms, we can now actually allow you to do multiple queries all on one form. So it's even more efficient way to contact us about your booking queries that you have. And like I said, it will take 1 to 2 working days for us to come back to you with an answer. So make sure you're using the web form if you ever need to contact us. And I'm sure you'll find it really, really useful there. So we're going to go on to I'm sure that you're all familiar with the Learn and Earn Hub. So I'm going to go straight into the media library next, because a lot of you had questions about the media library. So I'm going to go back to Shine Rewards Club. We're going to go to the deals section here. This is where you can find our top deals that we've picked for you every single week. And we do have our weekly email on a Friday, again, just showcasing some of the amazing offers that we have. So make sure you're keeping an eye for that email. Make sure you're checking out the deals page regularly to find out all of the lovely deals that there are available. The latest campaigns on top as well kind of go alongside with the deals. So sometimes we have exclusive deals, like at the moment with our drinks package or extra onboard spending money. So that's also a really useful way to kind of see what are the best deals that P&O Cruises currently have on offer. We've created some already pre-made social assets on here that you can download. So you click on that image and a zip folder will come up where you can download them. Now, these social media assets do have the P&O Cruises logo already on the social media assets. So if you are allowed to share those, then by all means go away and download them and utilize them as soon as you can. Share them with your customers and get those lovely bookings in. But if you have to create your own social media assets, then this is where, just here on the right hand side, you can register and access our media library. And this is the link that Steph sent a minute ago that you can use to register. Like I said, my tip would actually on this one be to register with your work email if you can. It's just a quick and easy way for us to get you logged in and approved, because there's a bit of a sign-on process with that. So it may take a day or so for us to get all of you on there. So just use your work email address when you register. If you've got that, that'll be the easiest thing to do. Once you click on register, obviously you're going to be signed on there, or you can log in at the bottom of the page if you're already registered and you have access. So I'm going to actually stop sharing and I'm going to go into my media library, which I'm already logged into. Hopefully it hasn't logged me out. But this is essentially what I can see internally. So there may be a few less folders that you can see. But the main thing is that you will definitely be able to see our destination imagery once you're logged in, some of our brand assets, all of those lovely ship images. So maybe you have a focus on the family-friendly ships that you want to promote with school holidays and Easter holidays coming up, and you want to showcase a lovely ship image and promote cruise all together with P&O Cruises. So you're going to go into destination images. This is where I'm waiting for it to log me out. Just going to log back in to my media library really quickly. So you've clicked on destination folder and you can already see all of the lovely destinations that we sail to and the different ports that you can go into and download images. So I'm going to use the Norwegian fjords as an example because that was the one that I shared with you earlier on. So we've got 330 images just purely on the Norwegian fjords. So even if all of you go away today and download one image, most of you are probably going to download a different one that you can share with your customers. I can assure you of that. We've got Northern Lights separate images. So maybe you're promoting one of our longer duration cruises on our lovely Aurora and Arcadia. So you can download some of the Northern Lights images if you are promoting a Northern Lights cruise. And then, of course, the videos as well on there that you can download. So maybe not all of them will always be available. Again, just make sure you check the notes and a description of each of those assets. Just make sure it says all right. And I'm going to show you what I mean. So I'm going to go into images. We've even got some lovely Iceland images there for Norway and Iceland cruises. I'm going to go into Norway and already, hopefully, you can see all of the lovely images that we have available. And even here, just a very quick note, it already says all right. So all of those images that you can see that have that description on there, you can go and download and utilize and create your own social media assets. Again, having that little copy at the bottom that you can use in the description to promote the deal. You can go on Polo Online and find a Norwegian Fjords cruise that you want to promote, or you can use the deals as I mentioned and just pick a date and a price that you want to promote with all of that lovely imagery there. I'm going to go back to the home bit just because I wanted to show you some of our ships and how much there is there for you to share. Again, on social media. So maybe you're promoting Iona. We know that the Norwegian Fjords is one of our best-selling cruises at the moment. So I would definitely have that on one of your weekly deals this week. So you can go into Iona altogether. You can go into some of the exterior ship images that we have available for Iona and just look how stunning she looks in a Norwegian fjords there. And again, we've got all right, so you'll be able to download any of those images to your phone or mobile device or your computer, and then you can create and pop that straight onto your social media. And look, that just sells itself, that holiday. I think, Steph, you'll agree that as soon as you pop that picture on your social media, add in the price, the destination, guarantee you that that'll drive in loads of demand already. And even some of our Canary Islands and Spain and Portugal itineraries, they've got the ship and the destination during the day, during the night. And then you can also download a few images. So maybe you're creating a carousel, so you want to showcase a destination, you can showcase the ship. But you can also showcase some of the dining venues on board Iona. So again, I'm going to go into ships. I'm going to go into Iona, and you can go into ship interior videos. So you can just showcase the infinity pool, or you can showcase the sky dome area, and some of the dining venues and the atrium and the cabins. Of course, guests absolutely love the cabins, so maybe you want to promote some of the sea view cabins that we have, or balcony cabins that we have. So for example, on this one, at the moment I can't see all right, so I'm going to click into that image itself by itself, and in the description here you'll be able to see the size, if it relates to accommodation, and you'll be able to just go to download, or you can share. So you can share by email. So you can email the image to yourself, or you can share it directly on your Facebook page. So this is another really, really useful way that you can download and share those images. But look at how lovely that sea view cabin looks on Iona. I think by just having the ship, the destination image, the cabin image, the price to go along with that, that's already an asset created there that you can share on social media, which I think it's great as well. So hopefully lots of you are going to be registering. So keep an eye out. Always go on there, have a look. We've got some new recent refit for Arcadia imagery added on there, because not Arcadia, sorry, Azura's coming up for her refit. So once we have a refit as well, of some of our new ships, we're going to put some lovely images on there, hopefully that you can share as well, and get those bookings in for your customers. Um, so that is the media library. Hopefully that's given you a very, very good insight. I'm going to stop sharing now, because I have got a quiz. But before we go into our 3-question quiz, are there any more questions, Steph, about media library or anything else?
No, you've covered it all, Ange. Thank you. And those images do just absolutely sell our destinations. Do always just check, like Angie did say, though, about the terms and conditions. If it says all rights, then please spread far and wide. If there are terms and conditions in there that say they need permissions or no above the line advertising, I would probably refrain from utilizing those. You would need to seek permission to use that. So, but as Angie pointed out, as long as it says all rights, or it's a P&O Cruises image of our cabins, for example, then feel free to absolutely utilize those.
Fantastic. Thank you, Steph. And I'm sure there's so many images on there you can use that I guarantee you're going to probably even struggle to find ones that you can't use. If you can't use them, there will be one that you can definitely use. I promise you that. And most of the time, you'll be using destination images or our lovely ships because, like I said, that just sells itself. And then in the description, you can go into a bit more detail, how much is included on a P&O Cruises holiday. Thank you so much for dedicating your time today to learn about those support tools. And we really do hope that you find them useful, and help you with all of those queries that you get in. Anything else from you, Steph?
No, the last support tool that we've not mentioned, and you need to keep your eyes peeled for, is our ship visits. Someone just asked, when are your ship visits coming? And we know seeing is believing. So behind the scenes, myself and Angie working really hard to get loads of ship visits available. So do keep your eyes peeled. We will put the information about that on Shine Rewards Club, on our Facebook and Instagram channels, and I'm sure you will be emailed as well. You won't miss out. So keep your eyes peeled. Shortly is all I can say, Angie, right?
We look forward to seeing you when you come along as well, because most of the time myself and Steph will be there. So it'll be really nice to meet you face to face, and just show you our favourite ships and what we love about them. And like Steph said, it's the best way, best classroom, seeing it for yourself, taking all of those images you can then share with your customers. Have a lovely lunch as well. I think I'm giving away too much now, but I'll leave you with that. Thank you again for joining us today. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, Angie. Bye bye.
Bye.